Here we have Solana, symbol SOL, versus the dollar, and we actually haven't looked at this one in a while now, I suppose because most people are not so enamored with this after it just going mostly sideways for the last week and a half here. But with that said, what do we have going on right now? Well, we do have a downtrend, we do have some lower lows, we do have some lower highs, and it looks like it is in a redistributive pattern right here in the format of a descending triangle. That also means that you could invalidate this with a move back above about 148, and this would look really, really good. You might even call that a bear trap, and you could start to target moves back up to like 160, maybe even as much as 170 in the medium term. But overall right now, this is actually not showing super nasty signs in the short term. Let's actually go down to like an hourly right here. Yeah, hours a little bit short-term topic probably does come back down to like 136, very, very short-term. But let's see what the daily looks like. Daily, just kind of trudging along. You know, again, this one doesn't seem to be super correlated with Bitcoin, but I suspect that if Bitcoin were to break down below 40,000 bucks, you probably do find this one somewhere at around 110 to 105. Let's go see what Momentum also to say over here. See? Okay, Solana. Let's maybe get off the 5-minute for this one. Daily Stokes will be coming down with any sort of a closure today below 135. That's obviously going to be your risk area on this one. 4 hours up as long as above 137. Hourly is going to probably be up as long as above 136.85. About 12-hour. 12-hour down if failure below about 138 and a half. Actually, this is actually rather interesting. The short-term timeframes and the higher-term timeframes all pivoted around about, let's just say 139 to kind of round up there. But if this thing does start to close back above 139, I would give it at least a chance. Again, I wouldn't necessarily call it a bear trap until you actually pop back above about 148. But for right now, you know, within the context of this current market, I do think that things are more inclined to move to the downside after a bit more sideways short-term. And of course, for the hourly right here, I would be more downside angled. So if it does hit my target about 136.5, how does that start to influence things over here? Let me just double check so I can make sure. Okay, that would force 6-hour Stokes back down. But what about 4? Yep, back down as well. Obviously, hourly would obviously be back down as well. 12-hour and daily would also be down. Well, actually, daily not so much. 135 is magical number right there. I'd actually be looking at the lower term timeframes right here. You know, this would be another lower high if it does top out right there on the short-term timeframes. I would feel comfortable saying with an hourly closure below about 136.25, you're very likely to see another move all the way back down to your 128 level, and you probably do break it at that point as well and initiate a move down to you know, 105 to 110 region. I think at minimum. Again, going to be easy to watch Bitcoin, but I would be bullish on this thing. Again, especially above your, which date was this? Especially above your 27th of September highs. That would look pretty damn good. So as always, has to be an invalidation point on the other side. But, you know, you can actually see that the lower term time frame is going to be running a lot on this one. So I'd actually be paying attention to the hourly right here, funnily enough. Hopefully that was helpful. But Solana, let's actually check out the weekly. Not great, but not terrible. Monthly, not great. Monthly, not super great. What about 5-day? 5-day, yeah, if this one does start to dump out, it's going to get really, really nasty, but showing some decent signs here, to be fair, on the higher term timeframes. So maybe do give it a chance. Again, I'd wait for confirmation on those moves. And hopefully that was helpful. There you go for Solana.